Hey everybody, Carl here with Drive and Ride Motors in Moncton, New Brunswick, and today we're going to do a car review on a car you probably don't see all that often. This is a 2020 Lexus RC 350 F Sport, and this is just a beautiful car. And so we're going to do a quick walk around on the outside, and I'll show you some of the points of this car that I like, and then we're going to jump on the inside and take a look at that. So right off the bat, you're going to notice the large F Sport grille on this. And again, this is very iconic for the Lexus brand, and it looks really sharp on this vehicle. You've got this nice metal chrome-like trim on it that just jumps right out, very classy looking. You've got the triple beam headlights and LED, looks really great. You've got all these little LEDs in here, so very intricate looking headlight. Now coming along here, we've got the F Sport badge, of course, and then we've got these really nice long swooping lines. I just love this, how this line comes right through, all the way through the handle, right to the back tail light. Looks really sharp. And then down here, probably one of my favorite parts of the way this car looks, and we've got this bottom piece of trim here flares right out, right nice and aggressive, and then it cuts right back into behind the back wheel. Looks really, really sharp. So coming around the back here, you're going to notice we've got the iconic swoosh tail lights that Lexus uses. You got your badging here. As I mentioned, RC 350. Fun fact on RC, it stands for Radical Coupe. I think they nailed it on the name. That's definitely what this is. Inside the back trunk here, you can see for a two-door coupe sports car, you could easily, throw a set of golf clubs back there, some suitcases for a weekend getaway, lots of room. This is the RC 350, as I mentioned, all-wheel drive version with the 6-speed transmission. You have the dual exhaust down here with the chrome tips on them. Looks really good, and they sound quite good as well. Coming along here, we've got these real nice tires, and you can notice the tires and the rims fit this car beautifully. They did a really great job designing these wheels. These are sitting on 235/40 19-inch wheels, so nice and large. You've got the nice low-profile tires, gives it a really aggressive look. Coming along here, we've got a two-tone side mirrors. I don't know if you noticed from the other side, integrated turn signals built into those again. You'll notice that we do have some front sensors built into the grille here as well as the back, so this car is loaded with features. So the RC 350 is powered by a 3.5 liter V6. That's good for 311 horsepower, 280 foot-pounds of torque. This will get you from 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 5.5 seconds, so they say. So again, this is no slouch of a car. As beautiful as this car looks on the outside, wait till you see what it looks like on the inside. So of course a car like this is going to have your electric windows, doors and mirrors and things like that, door locks. All your seat controls are electric as well, so your positioning, your back, your lumbar support. Up here you've got a neat little red leather strap. Now if you want to strap your seatbelt up here because you don't get into the back seat very often, that's kind of a neat feature. It is magnetic. And if you pull on this little lever back here, this seat is going to automatically slide forward to allow your passengers to get in, or allow you to put your cargo back there. In the current riding position, there's not going to be a whole lot of leg room back there for passengers, so I think those back seats are more of in an emergency situation, but you do have them, which is kind of cool. So the first thing you notice once you get inside here is that you've got these really amazing bucket seats. I mean, these are really sporty feeling, they hug your body really nice, and of course it is keyless start with a push start. Once you start the car, your steering wheel is going to readjust to the position that you have it, which is most comfortable for you. This looks like a spaceship in here. Like this has got a lot of stuff going on in a good way. You've got your steering wheel here. We've got the F Sport badging in the bottom, and you've got leather wrapped. Again, real nice size, real easy to grip. You really feel like you've got a sport drive ahead of you when you're sitting in this car. We do have paddle shifters, of course. Now when you click on this pages button, your whole dash configuration changes, and it's actually mechanical, not just an LCD screen. And then from here you're going to be able to toggle through all the different settings in here, whether it be your trip computers, your settings, your Bluetooth settings, so on and so forth. So you can control all that right from here. Of course, your mode's going to let you toggle through your different audio settings, whether it be you want to play Bluetooth, satellite, FM, so on and so forth. Of course, you got your standard hands-free options here to do your phone calling. Right over here, you've got your lane assist as well as your adaptive cruise control toggle on and off. So down here you've got kind of a little mini instrument cluster controls where you can control your trip odometer. This is the brightness settings for your screens up here. Now here you can turn your auto bright headlights on, so that's going to auto dim your brights with oncoming traffic, as well as your rain sensing wipers on and off here. You do have your blind spot monitoring system that you can toggle on and off here, as well as your parking sensors that we talked about in the back. Those are all managed right from this section here. So this center console of this car, again, it looks really sharp, really classy. It's elegant, yet it is complex at the same time, which I really like. You've got this real big screen up here, which is going to be, for navigation purposes, wonderful. You're going to have a lot of viewing space. As well, controlling that screen, you've got this touchpad, if you would, down here, and this is going to allow you to control your map settings, your audio settings, your phone apps, things like that. And you do have this interesting haptics sensation, so as you're moving it, you're feeling this touchpad respond, which is really neat. You've got projection as an option up here. Inside this ARM console, you've got some storage, but you also got multiple USB plugins, and so if you plug your phone in, you're going to be able to activate the Apple CarPlay. Of course, if you're using Android, it would work with Android Auto. Inside here, you're going to have a couple different options. And you can see here that the display for the Apple CarPlay is actually quite nice. I love that super long screen, which gives you a lot of information all in one glance. Bringing it down here, we've got this analog clock, which again, classy. It looks real sharp. You've got your vents here. All your climate controls is pretty much managed for you. You know, you basically hit auto and then tell if you want to go hot or cold. This is a Mark Levinson audio system in this car, so the sound is spectacular. There's no way that we're going to be able to accurately show how this sounds through the speakers in the camera, and but it sounds really good. The bass is top notch. We do have heated seats for both the driver and passenger, as well as air-conditioned seats for those hot days. And I actually used those today because it was a little bit warm, and they worked really good. We do have the heated steering wheel button here as well. I will mention one thing, that it's quite difficult to notice on a sunny day if these buttons are on. So you might think if you get into one of these that these are not working, but you kind of have to put your hand over to tell if those lights are on or not. This one thing I did notice, it was a little difficult to work with. So we have a couple different modes in this car. First is you're going to see we have eco mode. So of course that's pretty self-explanatory. Your shift points are going to be a lot faster, and it's going to be a little easier on fuel based on your driving habits, of course. But when we switch it over to sport mode or sport S mode, you're going to notice that your cluster changed a little bit. What that's actually going to do is it's going to change the throttle response while you're driving, as well as it's going to stiffen the steering wheel up a little bit, and it's going to increase the shift points in your transmission, so it's going to allow it to rev a little bit higher, provided you're not using these paddle shifters, of course. Now, if we go over to Sport Plus mode, you get all those features as well, but it's actually going to tighten the suspension dampening as well, so you're going to get a really aggressive driving mode, which is going to allow you to hit those curves, those corners, and take them with ease. And so you can control your modes right here, and of course right below there you can turn your traction control off, as well as go into snow mode. Looking up here, this is where we're going to be able to control your sunroof, and so you got a couple controls. You can open it up all the way from here, and that's going to open it all the way up. So as soon as you put your seatbelt in, it knows you're getting ready to drive. It adjusts the steering wheel for you. It's a little warm out today. We're going to put our AC seats on. The cabin noise is remarkably quiet. You know, I do hear a little bit of tire noise on the road, but as far as other noises from the outside, cars driving by, they're cut down significantly, so it's really nice and quiet. And of course, if I crank that stereo system, you definitely wouldn't hear anything. If I wouldn't go ahead and put her in Sport Plus, oh yeah. And as I mentioned before, this is a customer's car, so I am not going to be performing any 0 to 60 time tests or anything like that. We'll treat this with the respect that it deserves, but you can tell that this is a very sports inspired car. The handling is really sharp on it. You know, you come on the throttle a little bit and you can kind of just hear it growl a little, and it does bring a smile to your face. It's a very nice, it's almost, I know it's not a British car, but it's very James Bond feeling with the way the controls are just buttons everywhere, and the steering wheel is nice and tight. We've got your paddle shifters, everything's just right there. I could actually see doing a nice long road trip in this and just being comfortable the whole time. You know, sometimes you get in these sports cars and they're, you know, after half an hour of driving and then you just need to go take a Tylenol or something because your back is so sore. This is really comfortable. So I'm driving right now in Sports Plus mode, because if this was my car, that's pretty much the setting it would be on all the time. And let's just see how this traffic circle behaves. And I'm going to use the paddle shifters. Very quick shifting with the paddles. Again, it's not a muscle car. I keep saying this because I think people, you know, see an exotic looking car and think automatically it's going to feel like a 600 horsepower monster. And the power in this car is definitely there. You can feel it's very refined. I guess refined power is about the only way I could say it. Like if you want to get going, step on it, you're going to get moving. It's got the sound of the engine is just, it's so unique sounding. It's got a really nice, it's like a low growl. It's got like a low, the sound is not overly loud, because I think the acoustics in this vehicle are so superb that it cuts out so much of the noise. It's a low growl and it almost has a harmonic to it. It's a very, very unique sounding engine, unlike a lot of the other cars that I've test drove. Woo! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our review of this 2020 Lexus RC 350 F Sport all-wheel drive. If you're looking for a luxurious sports car that's got lots of power and lots of refinement and lots of creature comforts, I think that this car should be on your list. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep driving or keep riding.